Hello, Clovis West students and parents. My name is Jamie Van Volkenberg, and if you're receiving this, it's because I am your child's biology teacher this year. I have 7th period biology. Super excited to do biology. It's one of my favorite subjects. I've worked in it for years, and I'm excited to share some of the stuff I've learned out in the world with my students. So this is a video of pretty much what you would have seen at back to school. So it's kind of a back to school virtual introduction to me, and so that I get to know you. I'm super excited to finally have some students, even if it's on the computer in my classroom. My classroom has been so quiet for the last 6 months. So I'm super excited to get to know them. On Monday, we're going to start right up. We're going on to Zoom, and I'm going to go ahead and let you know now. I'm going to email the students as well, and it's including the email. On Monday, it is going to take some time to get into my classroom. I'm going to have a waiting room, and it's going to be like a virtual door, just like here. So I'm going to greet you all one by one from the waiting room so that you can tell me how to pronounce your name, and that I can actually see your face, and it's not a quick. We only have 30 minutes, so we may only get through attendance and to say hi and kind of get that Google Classroom up. Also on your email, please, students and parents, check your email. I have sent it out. It has all the Zoom codes, passwords, Google Classroom code, my website, which I'll show you in a little bit, and Remind code. Parents, you will have access to Remind. You can go ahead and join that and receive the texts on your phone just like your student will. And then also you can look at the website. Unfortunately, parents and guardians cannot get onto Google Classroom. But you'll see in a minute, since I am a parent of a high school student, I have set up my website so parents can pretty much access and understand what is going on in my classroom if you need to, day by day. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm just going to run through the slides that I usually do here in class for back to school. So a little bit about me. I have 4 kids, and they all are different ages, but this whole group here, this is all even my nieces and nephews. So this picture was taken when my oldest nephew got engaged to his now fiance, who will be married in May. We finally got a date, May 22nd, so I'm super excited. And so this is my oldest here. This is Josie. She is 15. She's a sophomore at Clovis High. Then you have my second one, Jace, here. He is 12, and he's 6th grade at Cedarwood. And you have Jasper here. He is 8. He is 3rd grade at Cedarwood. And then you have Juliet, who's my littlest one, and she is 6. She's going to be 1st grade this year at Cedarwood. And these are all my nieces and nephews on one side of the family, and I'm super excited. This is my Nathaniel right here. He's my oldest nephew, and I'm super excited to help his mom, my sister, go ahead and plan his wedding this spring. So I'll be talking about that a lot. So a little bit about me. I graduated from Kerman High School. I played volleyball and swim. My mom was actually my math teacher in 7th and 8th grade, and my sister now actually teaches math in the same room at the Kerman Junior High that my mom did now. I grew up on a ranch, 40 acres. We did raisins and sheep, and my family actually still owns and runs that ranch today. We don't have sheep, but we still do raisins. I attended UC Davis. I have my bachelor's in animal science and my minor in political science. After a little bit of teaching, FFA and ag, I moved to the Bay Area, and I ended up working in genetic research to determine the functions of genes, which the students will hear some stories about that in class. And I also worked with Down syndrome research at Stanford. I've lived in California and Ohio, and my oldest 2 were actually born in Ohio. So some recommended materials. These are really things that we definitely use when we come back in person, but your student may also want these at home. Everything during distance learning will be turned in digitally. So they have a digital notebook, they have digital everything. So they can do it on pen and pencil, but they're going to have to transfer it to the digital format to turn it in. I won't take any pictures or videos, turn them in. It's too hard to really grade. It's too hard to see. Sometimes it's kind of grainy. So we're going to say all digital, okay? Pen and pencil, colored pencils or pens, highlighter, and you will need to check out a textbook for this class. We will use it from time to time, but not all the time, but you will need it to look up definitions or pictures, okay? The grading scale. So the unit tests and quizzes will be worth 60%. The final exam will be 20%. Homework, classwork, lab work will be 15%, and citizenship participation, which I'll go over in a minute, is worth 6%. Okay, homework. It is assigned on a regular basis, and it is always due the next time we meet. Okay, some homeworks will be able to start in class, and some students will finish them, and that's fine. They can go ahead and turn them in. Late or missing homework will result in half credit. Most of the homeworks are anywhere between 10 and 20 points. Okay, you do have one makeup day per day absent, just like we would in traditional in-person instruction. You will receive a stamp on your homework if completed as homework, all of it, and it makes sense. I don't want just random words put on the homework. I will scan it, I will virtually stamp it and send it back to them. That is worth 5 points, just 5 points. Put up the right hand, 5 points, okay? And then that class period, we will correct it actually in class, and you will receive another 5 points once they turn it in. After they correct it, they'll turn it back in. I'll look at and make sure that they've corrected any mistakes they may have. If they have, they will get another 5 points for full credit of 10 points. So I'm not grading completely on correctness, okay, except for the exams, okay? We will also have notebook checks, digital notebook checks as well, okay? Citizenship and participation. On your email, you do have, I have attached the digital citizenship agreement. That is an assignment in the student's class, Google Classroom already. I do want them, you and students, to go through them, read them, and then they need to submit that back to me in Google Classroom saying that they agree to all the rules. One of some very just basic rules that I expect every day is that students are expected to log into Zoom every class period. So we will be taking attendance. They are expected to be there. They need to have their video on. They may use an approved virtual background, which I have posted on the Google Classroom for them. They can use any of those virtual backgrounds, but that's it. So you can use any of those if you want to use a virtual background. You do need to be in dress code during the Zooms. I don't want to see anybody in pajamas or not with their shirt on. You need to be in dress code. I shouldn't be seeing any girls with thin straps on their tank tops. Make sure you're in dress code when you come on Zoom, okay? And students are to stay on Zoom till they are excused. So there may be times when we finish a little early and I will excuse student by student. Hey, if you guys finish your notes, you've turned them in. I've seen them that they're turned in. They look good. Say you can go ahead and go and work on your homework, or they can stay on the Zoom with me and work on their homework as well. I will stay on the Zoom for the entire period. I will never end the meeting or the period early for me, okay? So there may be times that I will allow them to go ahead and go back and work on their stuff, and if they need help, they can come back in and I will still be on that Zoom, okay? And then you can refer to the syllabus for more policies. There is cell phone policies and so forth if we do go back in person that I will go over with the students if we do bring them back into the classrooms. Okay. Okay, cheating. I still don't want to see cheating, even on this digital format. It will result in a 0 if I catch it, even on a homework assignment. So understand that if you have to write something, or I see notes that are word for word copied from another student, you are going to receive a 0 on that assignment, and then you're going to redo it, okay? If you are caught cheating on an exam, you will get a 0, and you'll get an automatic 10% deduction in your semester grade. You will also be referred to the SRC, okay? All exams, there's really no excuse, because all exams during distance learning will be open book and open note, Okay, so just don't do it. We're not making it so it's super hard, so please don't cheat. Okay, I am willing to help you. I will be available during the independent work time, which is at the end of every day. That's built into the online block for extra help daily. You just have to get a hold of me, and I will set up a personal Zoom for you to help you. You can also make an appointment. So if maybe that doesn't work out, that time's not working out, or you've got too many other classes you're going to, give me an email, send me a message on Remind somehow, and I can figure out a time to meet with you. You can email me anytime with any questions, or send me messages on Remind with questions, or check the webpage. Sometimes I put up resources there. My email is there, jamievanvolkenburg@cusd.com. You can also call the front office and they will forward you into my room. Many times if it's during class, they won't forward you at that time, but before school and after school they may. Okay. All right, this is my website, and I'm going to go through a little bit, but this is my website. If you lose this slide or this video and you don't remember what that is, please understand that on the main staff website, you can go find my name. If you go to Clovis West High School, cwhs.cusd.com, go to staff, find my picture. Underneath my picture are links to all my websites for my classes. So I want to go ahead and show you kind of what this looks like. Okay, so this is my website, and as you can see, you have different things you can click. This is the home here. This is a little welcome. The student creed, what I expect from students, what I expect to give to students. There's links to calendars, notebook, and extra resources. You can also do it up here. If you go to the notebook right now, it should show you that here is a link. You can just see the slides here for the fall digital notebook. This is actually an assignment in your classroom as of right now, it'll go up next week. And the setup here if you miss it. Parents, this is pretty good because you can't access Google Classroom, but you can access my website. And I have a link to my calendar, which is seen right here. And you can see what is supposed to be done day by day, okay? And you can click on this, okay? And you can see my explanation of what it is. And you might say more details, okay? And it'll take you to my calendar, but it should give you a link to whatever I've attached there, okay? So if your student tells you, I don't have any homework, you see right here, HW, that's our homework. So every time there's homework, I will designate in the front, HW, that's their homework. You can go ahead and look. Well, no, that's not what it says. And if you click more details, you will be able to pull up any attachments that I've put on there, okay? Video lectures. I'm going to be doing a ton of video lectures. They're all on my YouTube channel. So if your student subscribes to my YouTube channel, they will have access to them. But I will also post them here if you would like them. I will put them on here. You can see I already have some welcomes, what we're going to be doing for the first 3 days. As far as Remind, that code is on the attachment that I sent on the email. But if you ever lose it or can't find it here, I've also put a link to the Remind, and when I start doing announcements, they will show up. Any extra resources that I think is really important. One of the things we're asking students to do is to actually log on through Clever. So I went ahead and put the Clever link on here for your students. They just log on with their username and password like they would for a computer in classroom. And this is all the apps. I've actually put shortcuts, and I'll show the students next week what's going on with that. But I've actually put all the shortcuts in there for them to access, so they do not have to go back and find all the websites. It should be a pretty easy transition that they can go on Clever and just click on whatever website I need them to use for that day. And most teachers are also using that, okay? All right, so Google Classroom Remind. Google Classroom for my biology, since I have one, I went ahead and put this on here. Students only, they need to log into their CUSD account. They can't be on their regular Gmail account. It has to be the CUSD student account, and they can add the Google Classroom here for biology. It's QQOTSNU, all lowercase. The Remind, if you want to join that, parents and students can both join that. And you're going to text the @ B2C9CKG to 81010. Okay, so you can get on Remind, and any texts I send out to the students to remind them will be sent to you as well, to your phone. And if you send a message on Remind, it actually texts my phone also. Questions for me, so please feel free. Email me, send me a Remind text. Anything you need to, please feel free. I am open. I am here for not only the students, but also for their support system. So I'm really looking forward to Monday. And please understand, let your students know that it's going to take some time to get on as I greet my students one at a time, because I really want them to understand that they're all important to me. So I'm looking forward to a great new year, and I'm super excited to meet your student and you. Bye, CW.